I am Nacho Windu, Jedi Knight. Alright guys, I have a battle here with the Eskimo Duck from YouTube. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description, and let's just try to have a lot of fun here. So he leads with a Fortress, I lead with Dustbuster, because Dustbuster is epic and I haven't used it in a while. And I'm going to do what it normally does and Trick, but unfortunately he predicts the trick quite nicely and goes out into a Choice Specs, what is it? A Choice Specs Houndoom! And the Houndoom goes for the Overheat, but Claydol takes it pretty nicely since that thing is no longer Choice Specs, and it still did like about half, and that was kind of bad for me. So he misses the second Overheat, but that wouldn't have killed me anyway due to the special defense, or special attack drop, and I just take that time to set up Stealth Rocks, and he's going to predict my Earth Power pretty nicely and go out into Cresselia, who of course doesn't take anything from the Earth Power, and now I'm going to switch because I really don't like this matchup, and I don't want him set up like Calm Minds or anything, so I go out into Galad because this is my Choice Band Galad, and I have Night Slash, but he sets up the friggin' Reflect, and that really blows. And I'm just going to go for the Night Slash anyway, but he's going to go out into Fortress, which is a great prediction, and yeah, Night Slash isn't going to do much to that, obviously, especially after the Reflect. So that kind of blows, and I have to switch, so I decide to go out into Dustbuster again to hopefully maybe, you know... Well, first he set up Stealth Rocks, and now I'm pretty sure he's going to switch back into Houndoom, so to take the trick, but so I decide to go for the Focus Punch, and that ends up being awesome for me. And I was hoping that a Stealth Rock hit and a Focus Punch will kill the Houndoom even during the Reflect, but he survives just barely, and that made me kind of angry. So I go back into Claydol, pretty much as death fodder. I'm pretty sure he's going to Overheat or something, and that's going to take down Claydol in 2 hits, which makes me kind of sad. My Claydol does get a 2 hit point survive, and the Reflect wears off, but it doesn't really matter because the second Overheat is going to finish me, and my Claydol goes down. So, anyway... Yeah, Claydol goes down, and I'm going to Gyarados because, you know, after 2 Overheats, he doesn't have a lot of special attack left, and I might be able to set up a Dragon Dance on the Switch. So he goes out into Registeel as I set up a Dragon Dance, and that's pretty cool for me. I'm just going to taunt this thing now so he can't do anything gay like Toxic or Thunder Wave or something like that. And so I do go for the taunt, and he does try to Thunder Wave me, so it ends up being a pretty good play for me. And I'm just going to hope that Waterfall's a 2-hit KO, but, you know, I always seem to underestimate these Registeels. I always think that maybe I can get a 2-hit KO, but it ends up being a 3-hit KO, which sucks. So he goes for the Seismic Toss, and that only does 100 damage, so I know I can live a few more of those. So I'm just going to go for another Waterfall, but he makes a good play and just explodes here to stop my little Gyarados sweep early. So I go for the Waterfall, doesn't quite kill him, and he just goes boom. So that'll take down Gyarados, because obviously, you know, Explosion is a really powerful move. So Gyarados goes down. And of course that makes me really sad. So I'm going to go out into Dustbuster, because Dustbuster is epic, and he's going to go out into Houndoom again, just to see what I go into first. And, you know, Houndoom is obviously going to die to the Stealth Rocks. So now he goes into Breloom, and I know this thing's carrying a Toxic Orb, but I decide to trick it anyway to, you know, lock it into a move, and I can always trick a Toxic Orb into something else anyway, but he just goes for the Spore, and that pretty much means he has to switch because of Sleep Clause, because if he doesn't switch, he runs the risk of sleeping another one of my Pokemon and him losing by default. So we both switch. I go out into Galad, he goes out into Golem, and Galad is my Choice Band Galad, so I know I can KO it with Close Combat, and that's what I do, so that's super effective, and yeah, it's going to KO that Golem. So now he goes back into Breloom, but I know I'm pretty sure I'm faster with Galad, and even if I wasn't, I'm pretty sure I could live a move, so I just go for the Close Combat, and once again I take down the Breloom, which is awesome. Choice Band Galad is such a beast, I love it. So now he goes out into Cresselia, which he probably should have went out to begin with, but maybe he didn't know I was banded, but now he probably does. So I go out into Dustbuster, and he sets up the Reflect, and I pretty much go out into Dustbuster hoping that I can wake up and, you know, trick it a Toxic Orb, because once this thing gets a Toxic off on it, and especially when it gets rid of its leftovers, the Cresselia isn't nearly as scary as it could have been. So I'm just kind of hoping I wake up here and tricking a Toxic Orb. I'm already safe for 2 turns. I have to hope that I wake up this turn just because another Ice Beam will kill me, but Dustbuster stays asleep. Sorry, Dustbuster. Dustbuster still did an awesome job this battle, just crippling things. Good job, Dustbuster. So now I go out to Porygon Z, because I know there are Reflects up, and I'm hoping Tri-Attack will do some nice damage. And I go for the Tri-Attack, and I get the Parahax, which really, really hurt him. I was kind of hoping for some kind of status or more damage than that, but I didn't get more damage, obviously. That's actually my Choice Scarf Adaptability Porygon Z. Z, so I was kind of hoping for more damage with Tri-Attack, but I just didn't get it. So I go into Metagross, and he switches into his Fortress again, and I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. I know this is my Agilogross, but I'm already faster than both of his stuff anyway, so kind of pointless for me to go for the Agility. So instead I just go for the Earthquake, and that's going to do not much at all to Fortress, but, you know, the best I can do is wither it down. Luckily for me, he doesn't have Earthquake on that Fortress, he has Gyro Ball, and that's pretty nice because Gyro Ball won't do a whole lot to me. So he predicts the Earthquake and goes back in a Cress, and that's a pretty nice prediction for him, and I'm just going to start hitting him with Meteor Mash, because I know, you know, he might get Parahaxed eventually, and I might get the attack boost with Meteor Mash, and I know he probably has Moonlight, but, you know, I'm just kind of hoping eventually I'll get some hacks. I'll get a crit, or I'll get that Parahax that I needed, or an attack boost. And that Parahax really won me the game right there, because I'm just going to Meteor Mash, and that's going to be a 2-hit KO. And all he has left is Fortress, which obviously without Earthquake you won't be able to kill Metagross with. And he's just going to go boom just for the lulz at the end. So, rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Fun match, the Eskimo Duck. Yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check him out, link in the description, and I'll see you guys next video. Alright, peace guys. Peace, my little home nizzle minions. Bye. And today's question of the day is, what is your zodiac sign? I am a Cancer.